share with you what I eat, but also it's just gonna kind of be a random vlog of some things that I've been wanting to share, and so I'm gonna throw them all into one video. I'm planning on making a couple new recipes today that I'm excited about, as well as I got a request asking to show my pantry and what's in there currently. Well, we need to go grocery shopping, so it's a little bit bare, but I'm actually going to show you how I'm going to reorganize it a little bit. As I'm getting closer to giving birth, I am just going maybe a drawer at a time around my house and reorganizing and just getting rid of things that we're not using, and also just decluttering. I will definitely show you that. I'm going to show you what I eat, and also we have some really exciting news. We found out what we're having and we're so excited about it. We had a little bit of a scare recently with my pregnancy, and it was scary. Okay, so I don't have great news. It is vaginal bleeding, and so I need to go directly to do an ultrasound right now. The midwife thinks that I have a low-lying placenta, and I may have just done a weird movement and tweaked it, and that's what caused the bleeding, but we need to find out right away. I am only 28 weeks pregnant, and I'm 2 centimeters dilated, so I'm just hoping everything is okay. I'm just starting to freak out a little bit, and I'm by myself, and Chris can't be with me. I just want to be able to find out what's going on, and I just want the baby to be okay. So I just finished the ultrasound. I don't really know what the results will be. I'll be waiting for my midwife to call because obviously they can't tell me anything in there. But the technician said that they're pretty sure it's a little girl, even though the legs were crossed and the baby was moving a lot. So I'm just praying everything's okay. But then the regular anatomical ultrasound that was supposed to be for 20 weeks got postponed because of COVID, and now here we are so many months later, and we had that scheduled, so we wanted to recheck and see how everything was going and what the state of the baby would be.
Hello, so it's a
girl.
It's a girl, we're gonna have a girl.
There's nothing wrong. Everything looks completely perfect and normal, and he doesn't know why I had the bleeding. Or the things that I've been having, so
we're
praise
not sure.
God,
Yeah.
everything's good. And also, we had some suspecting that this was the case, but I'm not 29 weeks pregnant. I'm actually 32 weeks pregnant.
Because we were worried also if the baby will come too early, you know what I'm saying, then it's going to be like way too early.
4.5 pounds, I'm 32 weeks pregnant. So,
let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yay. We also use that ultrasound to check up more things, of course, just in case.
Yeah, so, just make sure everything's good. It's really interesting because in the kind of like emergency unplanned ultrasound, everything with the baby was absolutely perfect. The amniotic fluid was perfect. Position of the baby, head down already. The baby was in great shape. Everything that they tested to make sure that there was no placenta abruption, placenta abrevia, nothing was wrong. Everything was completely healthy. So at that point last week, they had no idea what caused the bleeding. It had nothing to do with the baby.
Yeah, and 2 of the ultrasound technicians, they kind of like, we don't really know what's going on. Everything seems great. Everything seems normal.
Healthy.
We also find out, which is really funny, that we also find out that Michelle is actually more advanced in the pregnancy.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy because initially when I thought that I was pregnant, I thought that I was farther along than I was. And then for some other things, me and my midwife talked and we thought, okay, no, we're probably 2 weeks off. We're probably 2 weeks earlier. So we set everything back. But that initial thought or calculation was actually right. I was thinking I was 29 weeks, but I'm really 32 weeks pregnant. So I'm much closer to giving birth than we thought.
So it's just around the corner, actually, at this moment. So we have a girl.
Yeah, we're gonna have a girl.
We are so excited.
I can't believe it.
And she actually looks exactly the same like Eli when he was in
like
Stone.
Eli.
So like, it's like when you have one of those families that looks like exactly the same.
The mother looks the same, the brother looks the same, the sister looks the same.
And you were like, what?
I had kind of resigned myself to the fact that we weren't going to find out, and I was like being okay with that. Everybody around me wanted a girl, thought it was a girl. I really had no idea at all. We haven't picked any names. I have some in mind that I think I want to use. You have some in mind as well, but we're not 100% sure. So now's the time to just continue to reorganize and just go through hand-me-downs from Eli and see what's going to work for a girl. It's all going to be the same. We're doing diaper-free. They just need to wear a shirt and blankets, and it's all going to be the same. I think nothing is as difficult or shocking as your first child.
Oh, man.
It
was
totally
crazy.
changes your life. This will be shocking and different in its own way, but
Yeah.
also we kind of have an idea of what's coming, so we're able to be like,
at least I'm prepared, like,
solidarity,
okay,
let's do this.
yeah, she's like, okay, she's doing now this, she's doing that. So I don't know, I feel like it should be easier, I guess, with the experience. But as every kid is different, as you probably all know it, so we'll see. Yeah, it feels like it takes forever, and suddenly it's just there, and you're just not prepared. You know? It's always like this. It's like, oh yeah, we have time. No, you don't.
I'm happy, I'm anxious, I'm nervous, I'm scared, I'm ready, I'm not ready, I'm all the things.
Yeah, you're gonna be great.
Okay, so let's show you what I'm eating today.
Let's do it.
Shining like a diamond. I see people watching. Perfect. Hourglass time.
Our microgreens have grown so lovely this batch, and so for breakfast I had 2 pieces of Dave's Killer Bread along with some sliced tomato, and I just took half of an avocado and mashed it up. Nothing super difficult to do, but really simple and creamy, and I really loved this breakfast. I chopped up some chives and put those on top as well. And some chickpeas for some protein. I've been really digging chickpeas lately. Microgreens and chives and a little bit of salt and pepper and red crushed pepper. So good. So hit the spot. Easy to make, and if you guys want to make this at home, it takes like just a few minutes. It's really, really good. I had some fresh vegetable juice with that as well, including some carrots, some beets, a little bit of orange, a little bit of apple, and some greens in there as well. And then I was off to begin starting to declutter some areas in my kitchen. Now these 2 drawers I needed to declutter in order to use some of the items in there that weren't being used, that were just kind of in the way for the pantry. But I got rid of a bunch of glass jars, which we always save for storage, but I had an overabundance of glass jars and lids that didn't really fit to anything that I just wasn't going to be using, as well as some instruction manuals to some things that Kaynell sent me. So here is what the finished product looks like. We save all of our jars. We make a lot of sauerkraut and I use them for storage. And then I love these lids. I'll link them down below if you guys are interested, but they're great for smoothies and for juices because they have little straw holes. I've got my little tea maker in there and tons of lids. The regular lids we use for sauerkraut and the plastic lids we use for storage. And then on the bottom, of course, I'm keeping all of this kitchen equipment, which I really enjoy, but it's just a lot more manageable. My mom recently gave me that rice cooker and I'm really loving it. So now we're moving on to the pantry here, and I organized this not too long ago, so it's not super messy, but I like to, as much as I can, organize every month or 2 so things don't just get out of hand. So I'm taking these serving platters that I had in the drawers that I was just cleaning, and I'm actually using those for some onions and garlic and potatoes. And then if I need to have them, I know where they are, and they're serving a purpose where they are. So this is the final product of the pantry. Somebody asked what I have in my pantry. It's a lot of nuts, a lot of dried beans and dried grains, and then some canned goods, just normal pantry kind of things. We definitely have potatoes and onions and lots of bulk kind of stuff at hand. So now I'm using this Kaynell electric griddle to make some pancakes for my son's breakfast. And if you guys are interested in this recipe, it's really easy to make. I have a video that I will link in the description with the recipe. In the video, we totally make a mess, or I anyway, in the kitchen making these pancakes. I practically destroyed a Vitamix, so it's definitely worth a watch. But this is what they look like, and they're so delicious, and they're also really, really healthy, and Eli loves them. For my lunch, I ended up having some leftover Indian dal that we made, something that I've been craving a lot lately, so that was really good. And then I just whipped up a big salad with the leftover chickpeas from breakfast, as well as some mixed greens, some red cabbage, and tomatoes. And then I topped this all off with a fresh salsa that I made a couple days before this. Such an easy dressing to put on a big salad. I love salsa for the purpose of just making a salad taste extra fancy healthy and also really good. So I just poured out the dal and the brown rice that I had as leftovers. I love leftovers, can't say enough about leftovers. Great way to have a really nutritious lunch. And then I used lime on both of my salad with the salsa as well as the dal and brown rice. And that was my lunch. And then for a snack, I just snacked on a bunch of sliced fruit. Eli and I went for a walk and had a little picnic with our sliced fruit. And for dinner, I had in mind a sweet potato creamy vegan soup. I used regular potatoes as well, but it turned out really good. And it was also really simple to make, like anybody could make it. You basically just peel and chop and throw things in a pot. And that's how you make it. So I used a mix of gold potatoes as well as sweet potatoes, which I had quite a bit of and I needed to get rid of. I used onion and I used garlic. I just put everything into one large soup pot as well as enough water to fill it up and a few bouillon cubes. So I think I used about 4 or 5 cups of water here with enough bouillon cubes to make it nice and seasoned. And then I just cooked this for about 25 minutes till it was good and cooked. And I use this immersion blender to make it nice and creamy. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can always just use a regular blender. And I put a cup of full fat coconut milk in there, and wow, that really made it super creamy, and I just kept blending. Now, this soup is really versatile because if you wanted to make it taste more Indian-like, you could put some cumin in there and use something like coriander or cilantro, but I wanted it to taste just really homey and comforting. So what I ended up using was some chives because I feel like that tastes good if you think about like a potato in a jacket or a baked potato. And I didn't use any extra spice except for salt and pepper, but it's very versatile. You could make it nice and hot and spicy if you want. Just use your imagination for what sounds good to you. I had some leftover air fried French fries and I just chopped those up and put them on top with the chives, a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, and it was a hit. Chris really, really liked it, and so did I. And so I know that you will too, and I'll leave the recipe down in the description for you. Alright you guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for sharing in our wonderful news. We're so excited we're gonna have a girl, and I'll leave that soup recipe down below. It was really easy to make and really delicious. I actually think I'm gonna make it again in this upcoming week. Please like this video because it really helps out my channel, and don't forget to subscribe so you know when I have new videos coming out. I hope you guys are all doing really well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!